Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, where we have another Monday, meaning you know what time it is. Wayne Sharp Week, highlighting the knives are going to be in my pocket for the next 5 or 6 days. With that being said, before we get into it, I want to thank all my sponsors up here. These are the most regularly contributing sponsors to the channel. Help support these retailers, you guys. Because of them, I can do what I do and help you make better informed decisions on your knife purchases. So it's an awesome thing, and the more I think about it, the more I look back at it, it'd be very, very hard for me to do this on as consistent of a basis as I do without the support of DLT Trading, Mojave Outdoor, and White Mountain Knives. So thank those three very much. And with that being said, let's get into it. Let's take a look at the knives that are going to be in my pocket this week. Here we go. We're going to start off with the Civivi Brazen. Now, this is one that when it came out, I was super hot for, and I still am. I still think this is one of the best Civivi offerings you can get. Keep your eyes peeled, guys. Within the next month or so, maybe month and a half, something like that, I will be releasing an updated top 10 Civivi list. And at this point, I can't really hide the fact that this is going to be in it. It's just a fantastic knife. Reminds me a lot of the Civivi Praxis in terms of its size and blade. But I like this blade even better. I like the tip better. I like the steel choice much better. 14C 28N on this guy. And it's nothing super special. This is a very basic knife. As a matter of fact, a lot of the knives this week, guys, I'm kind of going back to the basics. It's really, really hard to beat some of the tried and true models, the ones that you see posted all over Instagram. They're just hard to beat. So I'm going back to that this week, and this is a good budget start to it. But it just fills the hand so good. Pretty good jimping. I mean, it's enough to where I could probably call it functional. Just enough functional jimping to really work, get your thumb in there. Thumb studs are fantastic. You can flick it so easily, or you can middle finger flick it or thumb flick it very, very easily. Flipper is completely good to go. You can do fun things, turn it upside down, flipping it with your middle finger. It's just a very, very nice knife. Perfect size, in my opinion. This 3.5-inch range, it really is. Really anything from 3.25 to 3.5 is kind of a very happy spot for me. But just the overall design of this knife, the way it flows, the blade to handle ratio, and the fact that it's like $49.60. I mean, it's some crazy low price. I believe that is the price. It's below $50, and it is just absolutely phenomenal for under $50. Easily one of the best knives ever that I would recommend coming in at that price point. Very, very solid offering, the Civivi Brazen. And next up, we have another budget offering. This is actually slightly newer. This is the Cjrb Scoria. And in all honesty, when you're comparing these two, maybe we should do a Battle of the Blades. I don't think I've done a Battle of the Blades on these two, but the big difference is that choil. It really is that choil, because the ergos on both of these guys are really good. But man, I tell you what, that choil, it really does. I've said it before, and I've heard other reviewers say it now. This feels very much like a very budget-based Hinderer XM18 Skinny. I mean, it really does fit the bill, guys. Now, I'm not going to say it's built better or more durable than a Hinderer. I don't know. I don't think it is, but I can tell you this, for 65, 70 bucks, whatever this comes in at, it's a hell of a lot less, and it's still going to handle a lot of your EDC, most of your EDC tasks just fine. Ergos are phenomenal. That choil, you get it in your hand, and it's almost too thin, but it really does still just feel great in your hand. The scales, the handle's wide enough. No hot spots. Excellent ergos right here. And even if you go back and just hold it kind of your regular standard grip, still feels fantastic. Large part due to this incredibly well thought out pocket clip. Again, very basic. It's nothing special, but it's just very smooth. It's contoured on the sides. It's low profile, in and out of the pocket easy. One of the best, if not the best, pocket clip on a sub $100 knife I've ever handled. I really just love it. It just disappears. It literally disappears when you have this in hand, and you virtually don't feel it at all. It is fantastic. So if you're very picky about your pocket clips, this is where you want to go because it's so good. And the action's also very good on this guy. You can push button it, you can light switch it, you can middle finger flick it, you can thumb flip it. And whatever you do, it's going to be just fine. It's going to feel good. It's got that good detent, and just as important as anything, it carries in the pocket so well. Have a little of the knife sticking out, you're going to be looking at, probably this much sticking out of your pocket. So that's not a big deal to me at all. I could care less about that. I like deep carry, but to me, this is also, this is deep enough, in my opinion. Not true deep carry, but deep enough. Just a very, very nice offering. I like the black and kind of silver accents. It just looks good. All blacked out is fine too, but I like the extra pop. I don't necessarily have to have something very stealthy, but I like the contrast of the silver and black. Just love how it looks. And really a lot of things I love about this knife. I have struggled to find something that I don't really like about it yet. So got that AR RPM 9 steel, which is going to give you some pretty good edge retention and good corrosion resistance. Kind of a nice combination of both worlds combined into a budget steel, which you don't have on a lot of budget steels, so that's very nice. A lot of things very nice about this knife. If you want to check out something different and get a nice good sized knife with excellent ergos in your pocket, look no further than the Cjrb Scoria. Next up, now we're getting into the real basics, kind of the meat and potatoes of pocket knives, but not necessarily the budget side. This is a little kind of, I would call them mid-range, and we're going to go in starting off with the Spyderco Paramilitary 2, the PM2. Everyone knows it. I think a lot of people love it. Not everybody. I've definitely heard people say they don't like it, but I absolutely love the PM2. I love it even more when you put a Lynch deep carry clip on it and some custom scales. This here is the Lava Flow from Fat Carbon, made by Sharp Dressed Knives, and this is also an M390 blade from a DLT trading special. So this is definitely a premium paramilitary too. This is obviously a lot more than the base price, which is around $150, $155, something like that. So definitely not a cheap offering, but it's one that I just really love. And in my opinion, this is about the perfect paramilitary 2 for me. In all honesty, I think I would prefer the red dark matter, but that wasn't available at the time. All that was available was the red Lava Flow, which is kind of just a different way they mix the carbon fiber when they're manufacturing it. It has a different appearance. The dark matter is much more marbled in appearance. This is a little more blotchy, I guess is the best way to put it. But nonetheless, it still looks awesome. The light, the way it hits the carbon fiber always looks pretty badass. And everything about this knife is just pretty slick in my opinion. Love middle finger flicking a Spyderco. It's really, I mean, if I had to pick one deployment method of one brand to middle finger flick, it would absolutely be a Spyderco, because the Spidey hole is just very, very hard to beat. But on top of that, the ergos are a dream. It fills the hand. It carries well in the pocket, especially with this Lynch deep carry clip. If you don't have a Lynch deep carry clip, sometimes Spydercos can be a little high riding, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm not a big fan of the Spyderco clips. They work okay, but they don't carry deep enough for me, and Lynch solves that purpose. But outside of that, guys, this is just a fantastic knife. I have nothing bad to say about it. Love it a whole lot. That's the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Next up, we have the Benchmade 940, and this is just, when this came out a long time ago, I don't even know how old this knife is. I can't even begin to guess, because I don't know the history of it as well as some other people do. but it's still a great knife. It doesn't have the thinnest edge, doesn't have the best cutting geometry, but you know what? The knives don't always need that, guys. If you just have to cut open a box or cut open a package or lighter cutting tasks, this, along with just about any other knife, in all honesty, is going to do just fine. But especially when you have a more premium steel, I still consider S30V a relatively premium steel. It works great. It takes a fantastic edge. It has good edge retention. It has good corrosion resistance. No real reason to knock S30V, but yes, at this point there are more premium steels, so it kind of, I guess, falls behind them in line. It's kind of irrelevant though, because this is still going to work just fine for any of your EDC needs. And there's just something about the overall design language of the 940 that is just, it differentiates it from so many other models, and it really is just kind of an iconic, very iconic appearance, and easily one of Benchmade's more flagship models. I don't know if it would be the main flagship model at this point. I'd probably put this up there with, I mean, obviously the bugout. The bugout and the 940 are probably the two most iconic Benchmades that you can still get. The Griptilian's probably up there as well, but I would definitely take the 940 or the bugout over the Griptilian, in my opinion. I just, primarily aesthetic purposes and just personal preferences. But this is such a great option, such a great knife. You really can't go wrong. Priced at, I believe, 170-ish, something like that, 175, 173, something like that. But still a very good offering for a knife that's completely made in America with an absolutely fantastic warranty backed by Benchmade. When you buy a Benchmade, they truly do take care of them for you for life. So very good warranty backing Benchmade knives, and never really a bad day to have a Benchmade in the pocket. Can't say I always feel a Benchmade in the pocket. Sometimes I like to carry other stuff, but definitely a never a bad choice. And we're gonna wrap it up this week with one more Benchmade, and that is the bugout, my stiff bugout that I absolutely have got to take care of a little better. I've carried this guy so much, you're starting to get a nice patina on the brass scales. It kind of gets that dark, smokier look, which I do really like. I need to figure out a way. When I put this thing together, I told myself I'm never taking it apart again unless I really had to, because it was such a pain in the butt messing with the axis lock. But in terms of action on deployment, it's still really good. It just gets stiffened up on me. I think I need to just loosen all the screws, spray in some KPL with some compressed air, get it in all the little nooks and crannies of the knife, because it's definitely kind of stiff on the close. It's harder when you're behind the camera because I can't always flip it, and then sometimes I flip it and it bounces back out. But yeah, kind of hard to do. Just gotta get gotta properly maintain my knives a little better. And geez, ow. Yeah, kind of tough to middle finger flick this right now. So I have noticed that though on the bugout. Sometimes I feel like the placement of the axis lock when you're going to hold it in your hand, as you know, obviously as the blade comes out, the lock, it moves down. So sometimes that'll get caught, like if I'm holding it in a certain spot on my hand when I go to middle finger flick it. You obviously can't do that because you're gonna get, you know, that. It's just not gonna work. So you kind of have to place your finger just right, and that worked. Paying a little more attention. But regardless, the bugout is just good. Has a nice thin blade with a good edge, nice deep carry clip, feels great in hand, doesn't have a choil or anything like that. Pretty basic ergos, but still feels just great, fills the hand well, and it just looks good. The bugout just looks, it's such a simple blade shape, but it really does work. It always has, and I think that's why it's so popular. Everybody likes the bugout, just about. I mean, they may not like the grippery handles. I'm not saying just the handles, but I think everyone in general, it's hard to knock the simple but very attractive overall design of a Benchmade bugout. I mean, look at it. It just screams knife. So very, very nice. I'm going to have this one back in the pocket. Been quite a while since I've carried this, actually. Probably because I know I need to clean it, and I've been dreading taking it apart. So we'll do that later this week now. Don't have a choice. But there we go, guys. There's the lineup for this week. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're carrying. And let me know what you got going on. Monday is the best day to get at it and tackle the things that lie in your way of whatever you got to do this week. So get them done. There you go, guys. Let me know what you think. Hope you have a great week. Hope you enjoyed this one. And until the next one, I'm out.